that they have to be looking at the numbers I just told you. They have to be. That piece from CNS News, I encourage you to read it. It's in the newsletter. It goes through a series of approval rating polls, what happened when the president's approval and Congress approval was here. Facts, data. Data and facts matter. That's what we do here. That's what makes you different listening to this show than these dunce liberals who listen to these crazy liberal shows. It goes through a series of data points. When the president's approval rating is X, Joe, and congressional approval is Y, then Z is the outcome. It's happened over and over. So when the president, Biden, and congressional approval is as low as it is now, we have typically seen this. You would expect the sane person on the left who processes data to say, sounds like we're in trouble. They don't process information like that. They're doing this on purpose. They're still stuck in their first life. And in their first life, which they should have learned from, they are obsessed with Donald Trump. Donald Trump he destroyed the left. There's a number of reasons why beyond the scope of this show. We've gone into it ad nauseum. Just a quick sum up. You know, one of them is he just doesn't owe them anything, and he doesn't listen to the establishment, so they have no mechanism to control him. They are horrified and terrified that Donald Trump could come back. Survive are the people being paid handsome salaries by the government in Washington, D.C., while everyone else is poor. Now, they'll never learn from their first life. I've got a video coming up in a minute of Larry Summers, again, Democrat, a former Democrat Secretary of Treasury who has warned them repeatedly, what you're doing is going to cause inflationary disasters and recession, and they keep doing it. Proving to you they'll be stuck in their first life forever, just like the Colombians who just voted in Gustavo Petro in Colombia. One of the most disturbing foreign policy stories I've seen in a long time. He's not one of those guys. Fauci does not align himself with the, if he's a good hitter, why doesn't he hit good theory? So Fauci has been pushing masks indoors. They've been pushing outdoor masking for eons now, yet the pandemic continues to go on. We've had some successes with therapeutics. We've had some successes in treatments. A friend of mine just got it this weekend. Luckily, no vaccine, nothing. It was such a mild case. He thought he had allergies, but that, some people do get severe cases. He didn't, right? So out of this weekend, here's Fauci again at a show recommending again that, hey, maybe this indoor masking thing, Joe, maybe we should try it for the 40th time. It'll definitely work now. Here, check this out.
The more people that get vaccinated and boosted, and the more people that realize the importance of when you have a high level of viral dynamics, that when you're in an indoor setting, you should wear a mask, even though the whole world, including the United States and the UK, are just worn out and tired.
Has it occurred to Fauci why we're worn out and tired? No, I'm serious, guys. Has it occurred to him? I mean, I'm trying to think. Okay, here's a perfect example. It just happened to me, unintentional. I didn't want to throw this in the show. I have these fatty tumors. You can see I had them cut out. They're called lipomas. Right. It's a genetic thing. I just had it. And Joe, you know what works? When you operate and you cut them out. So am I frustrated with it? No, I'm happy. I have a great surgeon who's a good friend who cut them out.
Thank God.
Why am I not frustrated with, thank God. Right? Why am I not, oh my gosh, I got some stitches and some bruising on my arms, as you can see here. Why am I not frustrated? Because it worked. So why, has it ever occurred to Fauci, who claims to be a scientist, that the reason people are frustrated with being told to mask is because the masking they're recommending, the masks people are wearing, cloth and these surgical masks, have not stopped this thing? Matter of fact, the Kansas study indicates the data is pretty horrible. Has it ever occurred to him that they're being told to do something that is not working and that's why they're frustrated? Has he ever thought that through? Does anybody talk about this? Right, think about something as a very low failure rate, right, Joe? Antibiotics for a bacterial infection. Very low failure rate. Right. Most of the time, 90+% of the time, say, antibiotics will clear up a bacterial infection. Why don't people go, I'm frustrated with these antibiotics. I mean, I got this bacterial infection in my ear, and this dopey doctor's telling me to take Keflex. What an idiot. Why don't we say that? Because it works.
And I will never, ever give up. David, it's, not even 50 years ago, 75 years ago, I think you could do a survey and about 80%, maybe 90% of Americans have hunted for food 75 years ago. I think that number is incredibly low right now. You know what I mean?
Well, we also, I grew up in South Austin, and we had, I guess, the precursor to hunter education.
Yeah.
They had game wardens, and the sheriff would come in and talk about gun safety when we were kids, and it disappeared.
Yeah, it's up to us, David. It's up to us to pass it down now. It's up to us to share the information with our kids.